Topic is what is physiology. So far as the science of physiology is concerned, our body is composed of different systems. System means a number of organs. Each organ is basically composed of the cells. What is cell? As we have already discussed in our previous lectures, that we are composed of millions and trillions of cells. One normal human being contains trillions of cells. One cell is microscopic and each cell is composed of different types of chemicals. Those chemicals which perform biological, morphological and physiological activity in the cell. When cells combine, the tissue is formed. When tissues combine, then we can say organ is formed. As you are aware about the different organs of our body, when we study each organ and the physiology of that organ, collectively we can say the human physiology, the functional activities of the organ. For example, we have heart circulates blood, blood transports oxygen, carbon dioxide, nutrients, hormones, enzymes to different body cells, and each cell performs its metabolic function. Then we can see our heart is performing its own specific function. The controlling system in our body, the blood, which is we call it river of life, contains all the essential components which help all the body cells to get nutrients and other chemical substances for activities. Now let us take the example of lungs. Lungs, bilobed organ, which helps us in the exchange of gases. So all these organs, when we study each organ physiologically and the physiology of that organ means physiology science, the branch of biology which deals with the functions of different activities of the organs. So physiology is the science of studying the functional activities and it is mechanism in biological body. For example, why can heart automatically beat? So heart is the muscular organ. We know that heart transports blood. 1653 में विलियम हार्वे ने सबसे पहले डिस्कवर किया था that in our body heart circulates blood and blood transports different substances to body cells. इसके बाद हमें पता चला है different organs perform their own particular function and all those actions and activities collectively performed by the body system. So in our body we have nearly about 11 systems and each system performs its own function. So there is division of labor in organs and there is division of labor in cells and each cell performs its own specific function. For example, heart cell do its own function, kidney cell has its own function, stomach cell, liver cell, pancreas cell, glandular cell. So in our body we have different 200 types of cells and each cell has its own metabolic function. So what is the word? Physiology has been derived from two words, physics and means nature, logis means study. The study, so far as the different biologists and naturalists, their definitions are concerned. For example, Aristotle emphasized the relationship between structure and function. Let me first explain this. What does it mean, structure and function? Let us take the example of lungs. Lungs is elastic, delicate, sensitive, double membrane, double lobed organ in our body, which has the potential, which has the capacity for contraction and relaxation. That contraction, relaxation help us to exchange the gas from the atmosphere. As we are aware about the fact, we cannot live without oxygen. That oxygen is the supporter of oxidation of organic substances in our body. You might have studied in chemistry that oxygen is the supporter of combustion. It is the same process. In our body cells, we have to oxidize organic substances. Those organic substances which are present in our body tissues, that is, which we take in the form of foods, carbohydrate, fats, proteins, vitamins, minerals, etc. Carbohydrates, we have to oxidize them. So Allah Jalla Shanu has given us a special system in our body, that is lungs, which has capacity to intake 1000 to 2500 milliliter of oxygen. The lungs help us in exchange of gas. The carbon dioxide which is formed in the body cells after oxidation of organic substances. We cannot accumulate that carbon dioxide inside the body cells because it is poison. So we have to remove it by the process of this respiration. So lungs is the organ, it is structure and it is function. तो स्ट्रक्चर मीन्स इसका स्ट्रक्चर कैसा है, इसका डायमेंशन क्या है, इसकी लोकेशन क्या है, ये कंट्रैक्शन कैसे करता है, ये रिलैक्सेशन कैसे करता है, तो उसका फंक्शन, ये ऑक्सीडेशन कैसे करता है, ये कैसे खून के साथ ऑक्सीजन को मिला देता है. When we inhale oxygen, fresh oxygen from the atmosphere, in the lungs it combines with blood, and the blood is called hemoglobin because iron plus oxygen is called iron oxide. So hemoglobin means protein. That hemoglobin helps us in performing life activities. Number second, Galen was the first to perform experiments to understand the function of the body, so known to be father of physiology. The first physiologist was the William Harvey, which I have already told you that in the 17th century, Harvey first described the circulatory system and its interaction with the body. Today we know that heart is the muscular organ composed of cardiac muscles. That is why the study of heart is called cardiology, and the person is called the cardiologist because it is composed of cardiac muscles. The contraction and relaxation of heart, for example, systole and diastole. The systolic pressure and the diastolic pressure maintains our blood pressure inside the body. So first of all, it was William Harvey in 1653. Claude Bernard, 1813 to 1878, propounded the concept of below interior or internal environment and established physiology as a scientific basis of medicine. The father of modern physiology is the French. Next. So physiology can be divided. Viral physiology. So we can say study of virus, physiology of virus, bacterial physiology, physiology of bacteria, cellular physiology, physiology of cells in our body, plant physiology, human physiology, and many more subdivisions. So far as our syllabus is concerned, we have studied human physiology. So human physiology is the collection of different systems. In our body, we have different systems. For example, let us say, how do we breathe? Now you understand, I have already discussed it, that lungs helps us to exchange the gas. How does blood flow? That is heart. So the physiology of lungs, physiology of heart. How do RBCs transport oxygen? When we inhale oxygen, oxygen combines with blood, red blood cells. So it is called hemoglobin. Why do we breathe? हम सांस क्यों लेते हैं? हमें ऑक्सीजन ज़रूरत है. उस ऑक्सीजन से हमें ऑक्सीडेशन होगा. हमारा फूड जो हमारे बॉडी सेल्स में, उसको जलाना है, ऑक्सीडाइज करना है. The biological definition of respiration is the oxidation of organic substances. That is why we breathe. There is difference between respiration and breathe. Breathe means exchange of gas. Oxidation means when food oxidizes with the help of oxygen. So why does blood flow? Because blood circulates all the essential substances to body cells. The circulation of hormones, the circulation of oxygen, the circulation of carbon dioxide, the circulation of water, the circulation of nutrients, enzyme, etc., which help in metabolic function. Why do RBC transport oxygen? Because oxygen is required for oxidation of food. So this is related to physiology of each and every organ. Now, let us come to the level structural organization. As we are composed of cells, we have different levels in our body: cellular level, molecular level, chemical level, tissue level, organ system level. Then we can say organism. For example, first of all, we know in matter, atom is the smallest particle of an element. When atoms combine, molecule is formed. So we are also composed of atoms, small atoms. In our body cells, one microscopic cell contains about 5,000 chemicals, and those chemicals are in the form of inorganic and organic substances, different elements. So atoms combine to form molecules, molecules combine to form tissues, tissues combine to form organ, organs combine to form organ system, organ systems combine to form organism. So chemical level, in our body cells we have different chemicals. For example, carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen. We call it mega four. All these four elements play a vital role in our body cells in order to perform life activities. So color balls combine to form molecules. Cellular level, when molecules combine, cells are formed. What is the cell? Functional unit of life, physiological unit of life, fundamental unit of life, basic unit of life, genetical unit of life. Cellular level, molecules form organs such as nucleus, mitochondria, which make up the cell. Cell has also different components. It has different organelles, and those organelles have the different biological function. For example, mitochondria, we call it powerhouse of the cell. Each and every cell needs energy. That energy we derive from the food. That energy ultimately is required in the form of ATP, that is adenosine triphosphate. So nucleus is called controlling tower of the cell. Mitochondria is called the powerhouse of the cell. Nucleus controls all the activities, so it is controlling tower. When all these cells combine, for example, stomach cell, liver cell, kidney cell, heart cell, nervous cell, all those cells combine form tissue. Tissue means a group of cells performing their own specific function. Tissue level, similar cell and surrounding material make up tissues. Tissues combine to form organ. Different tissues combine to form organs such as the urinary bladder, kidney, heart, lungs, etc. Organ system. When organs combine, then we can say organ system. In our body, we have different organ system. For example, digestive system, respiratory system, circulatory system, excretory system, nervous system, arterial system, venous system, skeletal system, skeleton system, endocrine system, lymphatic system, reproductive system, and nervous system. All those systems combine to form organism. Now, we know that we have already studied what is cell and what is the cell structure and its function. We have studied in previous lecture. This is the cell. In nutshell, we can show you this is the model of cell which we have already studied in cell study. Next, this is the tissue level. Tissues with special functions can be classified as this is. There are 4 types of tissues in our body. First of all, epithelial tissue. Second, muscular tissue. Third, connective tissue. Fourth, nervous tissue. In next lecture, we have to study one by one. Let me explain in brief here. This epithelial tissue means surface tissue. First of all, let us see our body outside. It is composed of skin. Skin means surface tissue. Covers exposed surface, lines internal passageways and chambers. Produces glandular secretions. That is the function of epithelial tissue. Connective tissue, bones, cartilages and blood, which connects each and every cell, which connects each and every organ with each other. That is connective tissue. Muscular tissue. Our 70% body weight is the muscles. So muscles are the tissues which maintain our body system, contracts to produce active movement. Neural tissue or nervous tissue, that means brain, which controls all these three tissues. So we have four types of tissue. Now, in our body we have a special system, that is homeostasis. Homeostasis means body systems work together, integration of function, internal and external. Atmosphere is controlled by the system. We call that homeostasis. Internal versus external. Failure of homeostasis. Communication and movement across cell membranes. Vital to integration and homeostasis. Cells communicate with other cells, tissues and organs. In our cell study, we have discussed the functions of biomembrane, selectively permeable membrane, plasma membrane, or simply biomembrane, which has capacity, which is the living membrane, which has potential to identify what kind of chemicals I have to allow to inside. So the pinocytosis and phagocytosis of the cell is maintained by the homeostasis. Now, let us show you one by one our body, how many systems are present in our body. That we can say organ system. Number one, this is the integumentary system or skeleton system. This is here, it comes in skeletal system, skin. This is integumentary system. This is organ system. Next, it is skeleton system. This is the structure of our body inside. This is sickle. Sickle gives protection to brain. Ribs. Ribs give protection to lungs. This is clavicle. This is the collarbone. This is humerus, which helps in movement. This is vertebral column. From brain to the end of this bone runs the spinal cord. These bones give protection to our spinal cord. This is a spatial system. Each and every system has its own function. These are the bones of our four limbs, radius and ulna. This is pelvic bone. This is femur, largest bone in our body. These are two bones in our leg, tibia and fibula. Then dorsal in this hand, phalanges, dorsal, extra are the extra bones in our different other parts of the body. So skeleton gives us different shape. Consider and think about the person, man. अगर हड्डियाँ नहीं होती तो इंसान की शक्ल कैसे होती? इनडिफरेंट. हम न चल सकते, न सुन सकते, न बात कर सकते. सो अल्लाह की मेहरबानी कि हमें एक ऐसी शक्ल सूरत दी है. हड्डियों की वजह से हमें हमारी पर्सनैलिटी मेंटेन होती है, हमारी एक डिफरेंट शेप होती है. नेक्स्ट सिस्टम है, दिस इज मस्कुलर सिस्टम. मसल्स ऑफ द बॉडी, जो गोश्त हमारे जिस्म पे होता है, जिनको हम मसल्स बोलते हैं, इनकी अपनी सेल्स होते हैं. वी कॉल दी मस्कुलर सेल्स, मसल सेल्स. ये हमारे मूवमेंट में मदद करते हैं, ये हमें प्रोटेक्शन देते हैं. ये ज़्यादातर इनमें डिफरेंट टाइप्स ऑफ मसल्स होते हैं, जिनमें कंट्रैक्शन भी होती है, रिलैक्सेशन भी होती है. स्केलेटल मसल्स ऑफ द बॉडी एंड देयर टेंडिनस अटैचमेंट्स. दो किस्म की सेल्स होते हैं, एक होता है लिगामेंट, दूसरा होता है टेंडान. लिगामेंट बोन और बोन को जोड़ देता है, टेंडान मसल को बोन के साथ जोड़ देता है. इफेक्ट्स, इसकी फंक्शन क्या होते हैं? मेंटेन्स पॉस्चर एंड प्रोड्यूसेस बॉडी हीट. ये हमें प्रोटेक्शन देता है, हमारे इंटरनल ऑर्गन्स को महफूज रखता है, हमें एक खास शक्ल सूरत पैदा करता है. दिस इज नेक्स्ट lymphatic system, which maintains our immune system. This is these are the cells, tonsils, which have no blood supply, sensitive cells. This is lymph node. This is thymus gland, which gives us thymosin. ये जन्म लेते वक्त मटर के दाने के बराबर होता है. विद द पैसेज ऑफ एज ये ग्लैंड कम हो जाता है, तो लास्ट में 80-90 साल की उम्र में चांसेस होते हैं मामूली इन्फेक्शन होने के. तो उस वक्त ये काम नहीं करती, इसी की वजह से हमें एजिंग भी होती है. वी कॉल इट जेरेंटोलॉजी. ये लिम्फ नोड्स है, यहाँ से लिम्फ हमें आता है, कलरलेस फ्लूइड विच provides us lymphatic cells. This lymphocytes. Lymphocytes are the soldiers of blood. So this is our system. This is spleen, thoracic duct, mammary plexus, inguinal lymph node. So these lymph nodes provide us this lymph, that is colorless fluid. What is this function? Removes foreign substance from the body. So it maintains our immune system. And lymph combats disease, maintains tissue fluid balance, and absorbs dietary fats from the digestive tract. So इस तरह से different systems, हर एक system हमारी body में काम करता रहता है. Now next is the this is respiratory system. बाज़ाब्ता तौर अलहदा है. Lungs, this is trachea, this is nasal pharynx. यहाँ से हम nose से हम यहाँ nasal chamber से हम ऑक्सीजन लेते हैं. ये कंट्रैक्ट और रिलैक्स करता है लंग्स, जिससे हम ऑक्सीजन अंदर लेते हैं और यहाँ से जो वेस्ट प्रोडक्ट कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड बाहर छोड़ देते हैं. सो इट इज अ स्पेशल सिस्टम विच हेल्प्स इन ऑक्सीडेशन ऑफ फूड इन आवर बॉडी सेल. व्हाट आर द फंक्शंस? दिस सिस्टम सप्लाइज ऑक्सीजन टू द ब्लड and eliminates carbon dioxide. So for which exchange of gases takes place with the help of lungs. So lungs is the sensitive and delicate organ. This is protected by the rib cage, which lies in our chest. So it eliminates carbon dioxide, also helps to regulate acid-base balance. This is one more system now, digestive system. It starts from the mouth and ends on the ends. So other different organs which involves in this system, also called gastrointestinal tract, or simply you can remember it is alimentary canal, starts from mouth. Let us first give the example of mouth. Mouth contains teeth, tongue and salivary glands. Salivary glands are three pairs which secrete saliva. Saliva contains enzyme which combines with the food in mouth. Teeth help in the crushing and mastication of the food. Esophagus is the passage. This is passage through which food reaches into the stomach. Stomach is pouch-like structure having two parts, caudate side, pyloric side, and having different types of cells which secrete pepsin, leucine, renin, HCl. This is liver, largest gland in our body, and which secretes bile. This is gallbladder which lies inside the liver. This is large intestine, this is small. Small intestine is nearly about 7 meters long, and small intestine has microscopic structures called small microvilli which help us in absorption of food. So the digestion starts here in mouth and ends in ends. Then the waste product comes to the large intestine which is thrown out and never comes back to the small intestine. So it is a special system, a separate system called the digestive system. Next system is nervous system. In our body we have a controlling to our brain. Brain has 12 pairs of cranial nerves which maintains the central nervous system, and 31 pairs of spinal nerves which are connected to each and every body system and every body organ, and controls all the activities outside inside the body system. So the nervous system, brain, spinal cord, nerves and sensory organs such as the eye and ear functions, detects and responds to changes in internal and external environment, enables reasoning and memory, and regulates body activities. Today's lecture is regarding a different system. This is the introduction of human physiology. Then we have to study one by one system in detail. Next system is endocrine system. In our body, our general metabolism is pulled by the endocrine system. So endocrine glands, ductless glands, secrete a special chemical messenger. We call that hormones. Hormones play general role in general metabolism. For example, it starts from here, hypothalamus. Now it is called master gland. It is connected with pituitary gland. It has neural structure. This is small gland called pineal gland. This hypothalamus attached to this pituitary gland. This secrete different types of hormones. It is a P-shaped gland having 5 grams weight, secretes number of hormones. Then here is the largest endocrine gland, we call it thyroid, gives thyroxine, which helps us in different metabolic function. Below this thyroid gland is a small gland called parathyroid. That's why इसको कहते हैं पैराथायराइड. ये थायराइड के नीचे होता है. Maintains blood pressure, maintains calcium level in the body, plays general role in general metabolism and growth. Then this thymus gland gives T cells which maintains our immune system. किडनी के ऊपर ग्लैंड होता है, we call it adrenal. It gives 3F hormone, fear, fight and flight. Then pancreas secretes insulin which helps us in the metabolism of sugar. Ovaries secrete estrogen which is female hormone. This hormone plays important role in the formation of secondary sexual characters. In male, it has testes, which secretes testosterone, which may help us in developing the secondary sexual characters in the human body. Now, this is the cardiovascular system. That is heart, how heart circulates blood, how it pumps, it is contraction and relaxation, help us in the transport of blood. We have seen here, shown here, two types of colors, red color and blue color. When you will see red color, it means oxygenated blood. While you will see this blue color, this is deoxygenated blood. That means it contains carbon dioxide. Oxygenated blood contains oxygen. So exchange of gas takes place in the lungs. Lungs supply करता है ऑक्सीजन ब्लड को, लेफ्ट ऑरिकल उसको रिसीव करता है, फिर वहाँ से सर्कुलेशन होती है. सो ये तमाम जिस्म में, हमारे जिस्म में कहाँ कहाँ आर्टरीज और वेन्स हैं जहाँ से ऑक्सीजन और कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड, ऑक्सीजन जाता है, कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड आता है और उसको हम बाहर फेंकते. सो दिस इज कार्डियोवैस्कुलर सिस्टम और वी कैन से सर्कुलेटरी सिस्टम. सर्कुलेशन दो तरह की होती है. In lower organisms they have open system, but in our body it is closed system. We have double pump, systematic circulation and pulmonary circulation. That will be discussed. What is the function? Transports respiratory gas, that is oxygen. Nutrients, that is food substance which combines after digestion in the blood. Wastes, that is urine, that is stool, that is carbon dioxide. Hormones, which are secreted by the hormone glands, and those hormones also are circulated with the help of blood. Protects against disease and fluid loss. This word protects against disease. Our blood has two types of cells, RBCs and WBCs. RBCs are the simplest cells, whereas the WBCs are considered immune cells, having living cells, motile cells, lymphocyte, basophil, eosinophil, monocyte, polymorph, thrombocyte. Those cells give protection to us from different foreign bodies, viruses, bacteria and chemicals. Now, this is the urinary system, that is excretory system. Kidney, ureter and urinary bladder. How kidney purifies the blood? It is for purification. It is composed of millions of nephrons. Each nephron is the functional unit of kidney. That is why it helps us in the excretion of nitrogenous wastes. Those wastes are very harmful to our body, that is urea. So we have to remove it. अल्लाह ताला की एक नियामत है हमारे बॉडी में. इस किडनी के जरिए कैसे हमारे जहरीले मवाद जो हमारे बॉडी में बनते हैं बाहर आते हैं. अगर वो अंदर स्टोर हो जाएंगे, कंटेमिनेशन हो जाएगी, तो एक ट्रबल पैदा होता है. What is the function? Removes various wastes from the blood, regulates the chemical composition, volume and electrolyte balance of the blood, helps us maintain the acid-base balance of the body. That is, we can see osmoregulation, maintains salts and water in our body. This is reproductive system. We have, human beings have sexual dimorphism. Male अलहदा है, female अलहदा. Male reproductive organs are totally different than the female reproductive. Male has low developed mammary glands, whereas females have developed mammary glands for feeding the young ones. Male has separate reproductive system, female has separate reproductive system. Now, organ system interrelationships. Let us come to the first point, that our body is composed of cells. Cells have division of labor. Now the organs have division of labor, and all the organs collectively perform their own function. Then we can say we are alive. अगर आपको अच्छी तरह समझ आया होगा ये लेक्चर कि डाइजेस्ट सिस्टम से हम खाना खाते हैं, रेस्पिरेशन से ऑक्सीजन लेते हैं, वो उस खाने को जला देता है, फिर ब्लड के साथ कंबाइन एनर्जी हो जाती है, फिर ब्लड पहुंचेगा हार्ट के पास, हार्ट उसको सप्लाई करेगा बॉडी सेल्स के पास, बॉडी सेल्स में ऑक्सीडेशन हो जाएगा, वहाँ से वेस्ट प्रोडक्ट बनेगा, वो लंग्स के जरिए बाहर हम कर देते हैं। इसी तरह जितने भी हमारे बॉडी में सिस्टम है, हर सिस्टम का अपना काम है, इसलिए यहाँ हमने लिखा है ऑर्गन सिस्टम इंटर रिलेशनशिप्स। हर ऑर्गन को दूसरे ऑर्गन के साथ क्या इंटर रिलेशनशिप है। सबसे पहले हम खाना खाते हैं, दांतों से चबाते हैं, तो सेलेवरी ग्लैंड सैलिवा देगा, उसमें एंजाइम है, फिर पेस्ट बनेगा, फिर स्टमक में जाएगा, फिर एब्जॉर्प्शन होगी स्मॉल इंटेस्टाइन। हर एक अपना ऑर्गन अपना काम कर देता है, फिर सारे काम कलेक्टिवली इंटरेक्ट करते हैं एक दूसरे के साथ, तो एक इंसान मेटाबॉलिकली अपना फंक्शन परफॉर्म करता है। दिस इज बॉडी कंपोजिशन। हमारी बॉडी में क्या क्या होता है, बॉडी फ्लूइड्स क्या क्या होना चाहिए, एंड दिस विल आल्सो हेल्प अस टू अंडरस्टैंड व्हाट काइंड ऑफ फूड्स वी हैव टू टेक। ये देखो, इन एवरी यंग एडल्ट मेल बॉडी कंपोजिशन, परसेंटेज ऑफ बॉडी वेट, प्रोटीन रिलेटेड सब्सटेंस 18% होना चाहिए, फैट 15%, मिनरल 7%, वाटर 60%। इन सब में से ज़्यादा कौन सा है, वाटर। दैट मीन्स हाउ मच वाटर इज essential in our body. There are hundreds of functions of water in our body cells. Maintains our temperature, helps us in digestion, and helps us in circulation, helps us in the formation of different enzymes. So we have already studied the functions of water in cell. So this is body work. Water content body is divided into two compartments. Extracellular fluid ECF, दूसरा होता है ICF, intracellular fluid. What is this extracellular fluid? Fluid is outside the cells. 1/3 of volume of fluid is in body, 33% of total body water, contains ions, nutrients needed for cellular life. Extracellular fluid is further divided into interstitial fluid, fluid between the cells, plasma, fluid portion of blood. Plasma is the main component of the blood which contains proteins, minerals, water, etc. Intracellular fluid inside the cells, ये ज़्यादा होना चाहिए, 67% of the total body water. Otherwise, dehydration takes place and that causes a serious damage to the kidneys. Fluid compartments, it will be discussed later on. This is ECF and ICF calculation. We do it in the pathology. Now, how substances enter and leave the cell, which we have already discussed in the cell membrane. The main function of the cell membrane, how it selects different types of ions, and how it allows different elements inside the cell. We call it pinocyte and phagocytosis. So today's topic was what is physiology and what are the various physiological systems in our body and how each and every system performs its own function. Thank you very much. Hoping you might have understood today's lecture. Thank you.